All right. It's been when did this issue come out? It's been 2 weeks, I think. This is like the longest we've
February
gone.
26th. Yeah.
Dang.
I think the other one that might have been a couple weeks late was maybe the Absolute Power one.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember. But
I remember the cover. I remember the cover. It was like the
was it the one where it's like the Green Arrow in the big bat suit?
that mech. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was the one.
I think we
Um,
paired two issues together at one point too.
yes. Yes.
But
That's okay. Hey man, we're 18 issues strong. We haven't missed one really. I mean, I guess really we
no,
haven't,
we
but
haven't missed one. We've paired a few together.
yeah,
But
I mean, hey. So at least, in 100 years from now, if somehow these videos are archived and somebody really, really wants to know our opinions on Spy Spurrier's Flash, they'll have the whole thing, at least for the first 18 issues.
I went to I don't know if you have these bookstores near you. Bam.
No.
No, probably like Barnes and Noble kind of shit like that.
Okay. Okay.
But
We had a
I
Borders for a long time, but then they shut those down.
I went to this store like last weekend, and I
Uh,
always like to look at the trades. I don't really buy a lot of trades anymore. Everything is normally just digital, DC Infinite, Marvel Unlimited.
yeah.
But I always just like to look at those flash trades because I have that big collection of all the
Yes.
books. And I still want to add Jeremy Adams. Like I think his run is like three trades. So I think I want to add those. Need to get a bigger shelf,
Only
but
3 trades. It's got to be longer than that.
I think it's like three or four. I could be
Because I
wrong.
thought it was like 30 some odd issues.
It's got to be like three or four, I'm thinking. I don't know, but
Well,
I could
I
be
mean,
wrong. It could be
regardless,
five.
like to piggyback off of that, the omnibus would be great
Oh yeah.
for
I
that
would
run.
love just a single omnibus of that. You
Dude,
know?
I know. That would be so sick.
Be great. But anyways, I looked and I saw like the Spurrier trades for
Hmm.
this run, and I'm like, damn. Like, and there was a lot of them too. Like a lot.
I'm not
It
surprised.
wasn't like that odd one where you're like, oh, it's a rare find. It was like, dang. And I don't even sometimes I don't even think to myself like how these are collected. So I was kind of like, oh, I was flipping through it and I was like,
Yeah, because it's like the first five, right? Or six plus the 800 story.
yeah, yeah, I should have snapped a pic for it, but
Dude, like, and here's the thing. I don't even know, like, I don't know that I could ever recommend this series as like a gateway into the Flash. You know what I mean?
oh, no way, no way.
Like,
There's so
it's
many other
crazy
things I would
because
say.
like I had this somebody asked me this question the other day. I was at work and they're like, hey, the classic like, hey, I know you read comics, so like I'm interested in the Flash. And I was like, all right, cool. And they were like, well, I was just looking to read stuff in the last like 10 years is kind of is what they gave me. They're like, I kind of want to
Something
keep up
modern, yeah.
with modern, well, yeah, with modern continuity. I don't want to have to like go back and read. And I'm like, okay. And I just said, your best bet would be Adams, like just in my opinion. And then I had given them the option of like if that or Williamson if you want Wally or Barry, just kind of as like a modern Flash, like whichever one you want to pick.
That's fair.
And and then they were like, okay, well, what comes after that? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to recommend that to you because
To be
and
determined. To be
yeah,
determined.
essentially it's kind of where I went with it. And I was like, just stick with
Yeah,
either one of these. They're a safe bet. Like there might be bits in either one that you don't care for, depending on who you are. you know. But I think they're both solid reads, at least for like modern gateways into Flash. But then I also gave them a recommendation of Absolute coming out next week. So,
it hasn't even come out yet. You can't recommend.
oh the hell if I can't, bro. It's I know it's gonna be good. It's Lemire. It's already sold over 150,000 copies. Like, give me a break.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's like at 170 or 180, I think.
That's damn. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
all
might have to
all,
run
all
to
of the
a
books, all
shop.
of the Absolute books have cracked 100,000. They don't have the official numbers for Green Lantern yet, but that one's cracked 100,000 too.
Did you see Hush 2 or
Fatouche,
Hattush or
yeah.
Hush 2? Um
Yeah.
do you believe that that actually like is sold like 400,000 like
No,
pre-orders?
I,
You don't
I think
believe
that's
it?
I think that's horseshit.
Do you think it's just like a tactic to just kind of overhype it, or
Okay, well, let's just say that it is actually the real numbers. It, it's
okay?
it's 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 got to be just for the sole purpose of like it's just hype. Like there's and then you have a million variant covers. You have them pushing the like the release party variant. Like you have, and here's the other thing too is like the number. I don't know if it's the number of copies sold or now it's like the number of copies circulating or what it's going to be really because they're advertising like you buy this at the launch party and then you get the glow in the dark variant for free. So like they could print all these copies and then count these free issues as issues sold and inflate the numbers more than they actually are. So I don't really know. I don't with how shitty either one of the publishers seems to be these days. I'm not. I just it's hard to take anything they say at face value. Even the stuff I get hyped about, like who's to say that even absolute books have all cracked 100,000? You know what I mean?
Right.
If they really have,
Oh, launch
yeah,
party
boom.
bat symbol glow in the dark. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It looks really nice. Like I've seen pictures of it, like the glow in the dark when it's glowing in the dark. It looks tight, but I'm also like, dude, like it's yeah, whatever. I'm already not
Yeah.
excited for this as it is.
Are you not gonna check it out? Are you not gonna read it or?
I don't know. I might just wait till Fractions on it and check that out.
Oh, you're excited for that?
I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm interested in checking it
Intrigued.
out. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I will
Yeah.
say right now though, not to like steer away from Flash, but like Dark Patterns and Batman and Robin are fucking fire, dude.
Yeah, you were saying those have been pretty
They're
good.
great. They're so good. Um, I think Dark Patterns is probably the best Batman book right now.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of good things about that. That's definitely something that's on my radar. Like I'm gonna check it out.
Check it out, dude. Check it
Is
out.
it like a 12 issue, 6 issue? What
12,
is it?
12 issues, but it's four cases. So every three issues is a new story, but it's got like the connective tissue of some of the characters, like Gotham, of course.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's
Like there's a character that was brought in to help Gordon and Bruce solve the first case, and he's carried over into the second one. So there is some continuity there, but it is like each arc is standalone.
dude, like did this issue I don't even know like what it really answered, to be honest. I don't
Nothing.
even know.
Yeah, I don't think it answers
I
anything.
skimmed through it real quick and I kind of was like, huh. Like it just seems like there's gonna be like I'm just waiting to see like what the whole point of having the two Wallies is.
Well, like the advertisements, the solicitations seem to indicate that it's going to be more than just two. Like there's going to be a bunch of them
Mm,
in the next several issues.
I
But
saw that.
I okay, let's just start off with I guess the first couple pages because I already don't care. Like this is going to sound like somebody's probably going to come find me after this. I don't care about this dog.
Yeah.
I don't care about this dog, dude. Like it's just I don't know. I have no attachment to it like whatsoever. Like and for those that do, like cool. I just there's nothing it's not doing anything for me.
I think for me, like, you know, someone like us that's read like all the, the runs, like I've read every issue since 87.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I'm
Um,
I'm probably missing, the first I would say probably 50 or so pre-Wade because he takes over like what 60 something? I don't remember what issue number exactly, 63 maybe? 64?
yeah, I think 64. Um,
So yeah.
it bugs me because they're trying to make it seem like, oh, this dog's always been there. And I know we talked about this before, so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's kind of like right away, I was just like, oh, I know what they're trying to do, and I'm like, I'm not buying it. And now it's like a few
Right.
issues, kind of, and I'm like, just kind of wondering, like, what this dog is just gonna be like the what's it called? Is it MacGuffin
Yes, yeah,
for
yeah,
something?
a
For
hundred
something.
percent, 100%. Like the dog is going to sacrifice itself and it's going to restore the timeline, the fractures, the Speed Force will be healed. It's going to be some bullshit that it always is. I just
Yeah.
know it and it sucks. And even if I'm wrong, I can't imagine I'll be more interested in what else it's going to be.
Did you see well, yeah, obviously you saw it at the beginning. There's like a thing with like Darkseid and Eclipso, like trying to
Yes.
tie him
So that's
to,
like the only shit that I thought was cool in this issue. Is like one,
yeah,
like the whole reveal with Warlord being Eclipso, whatever, fine.
yeah.
Because he died at the end of All In special, and he kind of found his way to Warlord, is what it seems like. And he's regrouping, gathering power. But I think the biggest thing is, I just again, like, this is another part I'm not interested in, is like just Eclipso in general. Like I think
Yeah.
I like especially like in this story, I guess. Like I didn't really care about him in the last run and Adam's run with the Gem World stuff, but it was fine. Like I didn't have like any major complaints. It was just I just don't really have I don't care about Eclipso that much.
The only other time I like, the only time I really think I cared about Eclipso was during Wade's run. There was like that crossover.
Was it the Underworld one?
Yeah.
Where like they
And
go to
I,
hell and near like Neuron
yeah.
and stuff.
And I remember I read it in trade. So like it was like, oh, I like didn't get like the follow up to it. Like Wally was just possessed by Eclipso, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like,
So
and that's the thing is like, and this seems like another like, are we just doing a redo?
yeah, like I'm just kind of like, oh, you kind of
Yeah, like he's
well,
put like
and because
he's
Wade
being
just used him. He just used
yeah,
him
he
in
just used him in World's Finest also. He was
yeah.
just using World's Finest.
So
So I don't know. Like I've never really considered Eclipso Flash villain. So it's weird that he just keeps kind of popping up recently.
yeah.
I mean, whatever. Like I would almost be more interested if it was just straight up this Warlord guy.
Well, because like I don't really know anything about Warlords, so I feel like the twist didn't really hit like
Yeah,
for me.
right.
Like I was just
And
kind of like I don't really know anything about him.
I think maybe I'd be okay with this if it was like a little bit of a slower burn reveal. Like you kind of see like how he like if it really if it like let's stick with the Eclipso, and let's say a couple issues from now it's revealed that it is actually Eclipso. I think I'd be more okay with it because we could spend more time with Warlord, and maybe instead of it being one big info dump in this issue about like how he possessed him, we can kind of see like Wally gets suspicious of Warlord even though he appears as this like benevolent ruler. Things kind of happen, and Wally, what I think the story itself can still be told, but it loses its sauce when it's just like bam, Eclipso.
Yeah. And yeah, it was too like early on too. It was kind of like okay, I'm just kind of ready to move past this. And
Yeah, me too. No, for sure.
like the
Um,
next issue, we still got it. What's
then the one
after
after
that?
that, at least these covers are really nice.
Yeah, good covers, man. Like I like the
I really like
covers.
the covers.
Love that. That looks great.
The
Really
new
good
Flash
variants
event. See,
too.
like, and now it's like the event. So like now we're finally getting to the actual arc where Eclipso, dude. So we're getting like 12 issues of this. I don't know if I could do this, man.
I'm kind of yeah. I'm kind of wondering like
Because like the first arc was what, 13 issues, right?
yeah.
And then what was 14? Do you remember what 14 was? Was that like the first time when like that's when they first go on vacation, right? Yes, like when they or it's like the suit change.
Suit change, yeah, and I
They
think
kind of
this was when
start the vacation, yeah. So it's like the beginning of the arc.
jeez,
Um,
it feels like that issue just happened.
dude, and it's been dude, in October, 6 months already. So we're gonna be like probably closing in on the end of the year before this arc is even done. Dude, this
Yeah,
is
there's one thing about this issue that I wanted to bring up to you. Let me find the page. So the other Wally that's not on not with Eclipso, he's like
you mean
fighting.
the one that actually has some kind of emotion instead of being just like this blissfully
Yeah,
dumb idiot?
there's like the green
Like,
energy radiating off of him.
yeah, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Um, Nightwing says Justice League Vermilion Protocol. I'm kind of like, what the hell is that? I'm wondering what that is. So like next issue, we better get. I want to see something cool because that's like the last we see of them in this issue. So it's like, okay, when this kicks
Yeah.
off, let's
Let me see
go.
if I can. Where is that? Is that page closer to the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justice League Vermilion Protocol. I see that.
I'm like, all right, what's that? What's going on with Jai? He's doing weird cosmic stuff still. Yeah.
Okay, so like with Jai's power. Okay, let me back up really quick. Um,
It's getting too complicated, man. Like I'm like
yeah.
starting
Well,
to kind
okay.
of be like, what the heck, you
So
know?
like this situation with both Wallies. The clone, the one that's with the Justice League, he's obviously mad because he found out he's the clone, right? That's pretty evident, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
The other one, why in the hell is he acting like he's just back in the garden again? Like
I
with
don't
all this,
know. I
like,
really, I don't know.
like does am I? I'm not the only one. Like he kind of like that's how it seems, right? Like he's just kind of like, oh wow,
It
look at
it
this.
kind of seems like my first thought was like because there's so much going on the other end. I'm
He's just kind of
wondering like,
absent-minded here.
yeah, or it's something with Eclipse. So I'm kind of trying now.
That
I'm
that
like
was my other guess, but like I don't know. Like
now I'm thinking like I feel like in the issue before that, I didn't Eclipso do something to him? I can't really remember,
yeah, I
but
don't know.
it's just there's a lot going on again, and I feel like the first arc there was a lot going on, and we were like, wow, we were trying to decipher it, and then I thought we were getting to a point where things were getting a little simpler, and now it's like,
Yeah,
oh my God, they're getting complicated again because there's two Wallies, Jai's on his
Jai.
own
Yeah,
quest.
because like
It's just
okay,
like, oh
with
my
Jai,
God.
what's his deal? Because I don't really see it doesn't really seem like his powers have any clear definition, and it seems like he's kind of a MacGuffin at this point.
Right.
So
He's like become this weird like avatar of like reality. It's
yeah, he can like alter
wild.
reality, teleport, right? He can do these like he can see these like
Which I think
things.
it's cool. I think it's cool, but like
Yes.
so I always try to think when it comes to stuff like this, like how would I explain this to like my brother who like has, a basic comic knowledge. I wouldn't be able to explain what the hell's going on with Jai right now. I would be like, yeah, he's got these weird powers. He's like, he can do all this teleportation and
And
like,
he can see the past.
yeah, it's just
So like
so,
he
it's
can see the
crazy.
like he can like summon the remaining like particles or dust and
It's
see
too
what
much.
happened. Like and here's the
It's too
thing is
much.
like I just don't know how we went from Speed Force makes me strong to Speed Force makes me whatever the hell I am now. Like
Yeah, I preferred the strength. Maybe I'm like just biased because like those are
no,
the comics I like, but
it
like
was
it's
cool,
just
man. I don't know.
simpler.
Yes. I
I don't need the Speed Force explained to me again. Like I just
This
kind
is
of want it
almost
to
gonna sound
be,
like blasphemy coming out of my mouth because I don't like the like the Force Quest stuff. But just give him the Strength Force. Like, just give it to him. Like, just let that be his ability. I don't even care anymore. Like,
yeah,
because like that's kind of,
it's kind of what it was.
yeah. I mean, kind of
I'm pretty sure Williamson said that that's like what it was.
because like when what the hell was that character's name? The green, that's just Brazilian or something, right? God, what was his name?
Powerhouse.
Uh,
Was it Fuerza?
Fueza, Fueza, yeah,
Yeah,
Fueza, whatever the. Because she had like speed powers, but it obviously wasn't to the same like extent as Wally or Barry. But then she was also like hella strong because
yeah,
she got the power set after Trickster during
right.
that arc, right? Because it went like Trickster, Barry, Fueza,
Yeah,
and then after that, it's just kind of we hadn't seen it at all after that because that whole arc got wrapped up and then everything basically got reconsolidated into the Speed Force. But if you're just gonna put it back together the way that it was before, why not just let that be Jai's like like
yeah,
basically how his body's translating the speed force into an ability rather than just making it this overly complicated mess that allows him to fire off little meat babies and travel back in time and travel and teleport and do weird shit that doesn't make any sense until it needs to make sense.
yeah. It's so weird. You know
Crazy.
that I was just thinking. I think we may have talked about this. That cover. where it's Barry and he's just huge because he has the strength force. That's
Yeah.
a Dan Mora cover. Do you know that?
Yes, dude, that like the whole like arc was Dan Mora covers.
Yeah.
Because I remember there being that like Halloween zombie issue, and I
Yeah.
was like, damn, this is tight. I forgot about those. Because he did
Oh,
the
so
detective
good.
stuff for a little bit around that same time too, right?
It was a little bit after that, but yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Because he did
That
detective. What he did detective for Future State, and then like right after that for a couple arcs, right?
yeah, and I just remember when I read that, like when I was reading Detective at that point, and it was when the Tynan stuff started to get a little stale. I remember
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, damn, this Dan Mora guy, like he's just gonna be a superstar.
Yeah, dude.
And then it's like, then he was, now he's
No, he's the
he's
guy,
the
dude.
best artist, you know?
Dude.
So, but
Yeah,
um
the
just to
best.
kind of segue, because I feel like this issue it is very filler, but there are some things that I'm kind of like intrigued by. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
Um now I know you're excited for Absolute Flash. I'm intrigued, but I feel
Dude,
like there's two
keep telling me.
properties where I don't know, maybe it's just like the I'm the same way with X-Men stuff. Like I've never checked out Ultimate X-Men, the new one or the old one, because I just
Okay.
love like
Just mainline X-Men. I
mainline
understand.
X-Men. So like when it comes to Flash, I like it bugs the hell out of me because I love Wally, you know that.
Yeah.
But it bugs the hell out of me thinking of like the Justice League animated series that there's no Barry in that because I prefer Wally, but in my mind, you just need Barry. It just
Does it make
makes
you
the
feel
character
any
better.
better if I told you that Barry will be in the book?
I know he's in it, but I'm just kind of like I'm just a little skeptical, I guess. I know Jeff Lemire, like he's a good writer. And the art I've seen, it looks good, but I'm just a little skeptical still. I'll tell you right now, I'm not checking out Absolute Green Lantern, I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think I'm going to check it out.
why?
It's the same thing. I just love so remember when they did the Green Lantern it was Earth 1?
That was so sick, dude. That book is so good.
Yeah, I thought it was all right, but like
Oh my
I wasn't
God.
really a fan of it. It's just those three things where I'm just kind of like I prefer the main universe.
Is it,
Like
is
I
it
don't
because you miss Jeff?
with Jeff
Do you,
Johns on
do you
Green
miss
Lantern.
Jeff? Do you miss Jeff?
Well, it is like the best. I think. Well, Jeremy Adams is doing a great job with Green
He
Lantern right
is.
now.
He's doing a
It's
great job.
probably the best. Well, no, Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern
Yeah.
Corps was really good. I
Oh,
liked him.
Venditti's, right?
Yeah. Well, enjoying Jeremy Adams' run right now.
I know. I really like it. I think it's really good. I enjoy it. I've also okay. So this is also I've never finished John's as Green Lantern either. I've I've read Blackest Night. I've read certain like a couple arcs in it, but I've never read it all the way through.
Dang, I'm reading it right now. I'm at the last arc.
Oh, you're rereading it, or you've read it before, right? All the way.
I think it's definitely in that category of like runs that I've read probably 5 or 6 times now.
Okay, yeah. So it's like a Simonson kind of
Yeah,
deal for you.
it's yeah, like next to like Jeff's Flash and Wade's Flash, like I've
Yeah.
read Green Lantern so many times. It's one of those things where it's like I need to like every few years I'm like, oh, time to read that again, you know?
Yeah. See, like when I read Simonson's run again last year, that like I had skipped. Let's see, I read it in 2022. I had like started at the end of 2021, finished at the beginning of 2022, and then I didn't read it in 2023. And I was like, wow, this is like the first year in years I haven't read it.
Hmm.
So then when I started my like my read through from Journey all the way through, I was like contemplating not reading it because I'd already been reading so much. But then I was like, I'm just gonna read it because I have all this extra context from the first 300 and 36 issues practically. So it was a way different ride, like the 14th time around, and it was fucking awesome, dude. Like to get so much more out of it for like literally, it was almost like reading it again for the first time with some spoilers in there because it
Okay.
was cool to see certain connections that have been built up. Not, I mean, I guess since we're kind of done with Flash at this point, um, I because
Well,
I
we're
also
still talking about Absolute Flash though,
yeah
like
yeah yeah
kind of gearing
we'll
it up.
get back around to it, you know.
Yeah.
But like I also read The Bald of the Brave, the miniseries, for the first time after I finished his run too. So like it was cool to see like the through line for Balder, when he dies, gets resurrected, but he's like a totally different character after he comes back. Like he's scared, he doesn't want to hurt anything. He's like the most gentle being alive because of all of the atrocities and murder he had to commit to like battle his way out. So it's really cool to see his character change into something completely different because the first, couple hundred issues of that, he's just this badass, like unstoppable, beast of a warrior. So to see him do a total 180, and then that in turn puts him in a whole other like a whole other problem with Hela and like the Carnilla and her getting captured by the Frost Giant. Like there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happens that like I wouldn't have even like put more weight into until having read everything before it.
Hmm.
So it was a really good read again for like the 14th time. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, there's always those
I'll
things where
never
you
not.
like rereading runs, like especially when you can tell, like, oh man,
Yeah,
they planned a lot of the stuff ahead. Um,
yeah,
I always love that because it's like, oh, I know where this is going, so it's exciting, you know. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, man, I'm excited for this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited because you know,
Let me just throw it down this way. You're trading one really, really, really good Jeff for another really, 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 really good Jeff.
yeah, no, I'm excited by the prospect of like Jeff Lemire on the character.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know.
How
I'm
how
just
much have you been keeping up with like what's like the content in the book, like of what's been revealed so far?
um. Well, I know he's the first Flash.
Right. No
I
Speed
know
Force.
I've seen the Rogues.
Yeah, there's no Speed Force either.
There's no Speed
Um,
Force.
yeah,
Okay.
no Speed Force. The other thing is it kind of seems to indicate that his dad is playing an antagonistic role to him.
Okay.
And I think if you go to issue 2, maybe the solicitation, I think it might even say his dad is on the run from his dad and the rest of Fort Fox. So it kind of implies that this, like the rogues are being sent to track him down after he develops his powers, and his dad is like in charge of that team and saying, "Hey, like go get my son." Which
Interesting.
which lends itself to mainline because Wally and his dad never really had that great of a relationship to begin with. So if you
Right,
push that
right.
one step further and you make him a direct antagonist to Wally, where does that push him? Does that push him in the arms of another of somebody else, Barry, later on down the line, for us to maybe get some kind of like really really twisted reverse Flash take instead?
Hmm.
Like almost like a twist on the return of Barry Allen, except it really is truly Barry instead of it being Eobard. The
Huh.
other thing I think about too is this monkey is that Grodd
I thought I saw something that it was.
because the designs have the brain, and it would
Yeah.
be cool to see this version of Grodd work with Wally to control his powers since they seem to be out of control from the jump.
I saw something about like I think Snyder even commented or someone said something like, "Oh, I like the theme of
Kind of
you
like
know,
befriending the
taking
rogues. Yeah,
villains being allies in this universe." It's like,
yeah,
"Oh, cool," you know. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I don't get me wrong. I'm excited. Looking at these covers too, like I'm
they're
like,
great, dude. They're really good.
and the costume's growing on me. It's grown on me.
Yeah, because you weren't the biggest fan at first, huh?
I was now, but now I'm kind of
I don't
looking
know.
at
I,
it.
I
I'm
I
like,
I like the kind of like track star kind of feel to it. It's like a modern homemade suit, I guess.
I guess when I look at it, man, like I just feel like I think of the
It kind
Kingdom
of feels like an
Come
impulse.
Kid Flash. Okay, I could see Impulse.
You know what I mean? Kind of like an
Yeah,
impulse kind of vibe with the goggles. And
yeah,
now
yeah,
that I put it that way, I like it even more.
yeah.
The
Huh.
rogues really do look great, though. I think the designs are sick
Yeah, it is. They are cool. So you
because it's
got,
Trickster, Boomerang, Heat Wave, and Cold, right? That's what it seems to look like.
yeah.
Damn, they look cool, dude. I'm excited for this book, man. I'm so stoked. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of
It definitely
interesting.
makes me want to go to like my local shop and go and get like whatever covers I can get. Like I definitely want like the main cover.
Yeah.
And I feel like since now I don't really collect a lot of physicals anymore, like I'm like, oh, I gotta make it count. Like I
Yeah,
want to open
definitely.
up my bin and just be like, oh, I love all these, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We all got like some bins where we're like, I don't need, oh,
This
chuck
bin right
these.
here, I'm tapping on it. That literally has all of my keys are signed or like expensive
Really?
variant. And then the one next to it is like all my indie stuff that I really, really value. So it's got like all my We Live, all my Once and Future, um, a
Damn.
couple. I was like, there's like a couple Remender books in there, and then uh, the hell, Lemire's Minor Arcana because I've been collecting the 1 in 10s for that, and they're like tarot card variants. They're pretty cool.
Shit. I just realized this is next week, so we're gonna have to talk about it next week.
I'll be gone most of next week, but I'll be home for the weekend.
Oh, we'll
If you
figure it
got
out.
some free time on Saturday, we could do it.
Oh yeah, we'll probably do it on the weekend.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, man. Let's wrap this up. We'll see what happens with main Flash, but you get me a
I
little more excited for Absolute.
That's what I'm here for. Just one last question. Okay, I know we talked about this ending at 13.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to
forget
revisit
that.
this really quick.
Okay.
Where do you think we're gonna end at now? Because what was your original, like 25 or 30, right?
I said 30. I'm pretty
30?
sure I said 30.
So let's see.
I'm still thinking 30. I think 30.
Dude, if okay, if this is gonna if the arcs this is just completely baseless because I did this with the last one too, and this is just 20 is the start of this Bad Moon Rising arc. These arcs have tend to be 6 issues, right? 25 puts you at 6 issues for this arc, for this event. Do you think that they could just kill it at 25 after this event is over in a way that's similar to like uh 1 Minute War, how it was just a couple issues after that and then it was done? Or do you think it does go to 30 and then or further
I
based on
think I think Spurrier will write till 30, and then I think that they'll put someone else on the book.
I just don't know who they would put on the book. My fingers crossed, dude. Now that he's at DC and he's doing the crypto book, Ryan North
Yeah, that'd be
would be
cool.
smoke, dude. And here's the thing: I said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. Barry should have stayed dead. But if I'm gonna have a Barry book, I would rather it be written by Ryan North
Yeah.
because he's like he does the sci-fi stuff really well. He's very sciencey. It's been really cool to see him experiment with the Fantastic Four's abilities. Imagine what he could do with Flash's abilities, and not in the same way that Spurrier is doing it, but in a lot of like really interesting scientific ways because he's going to use Barry's knowledge as a CSI to do all this stuff.
That'd be a good pick. I still think that somehow Tom Taylor will end up writing Flash, but
No,
I
no.
just have a feeling.
That was my worry with Absolute Flash is that it would have been him. But like as soon as we got the leak, it was like Lemire. I'm like, yes, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. But all right,
But he's
man.
doing
Well,
detective right now, I thought.
he is, but for how long, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It's
We'll
just like
see.
a Nightwing rehash with a little bit better
You
story
know,
driven
that's what
stuff.
I haven't been reading it, but that was my first thought was just
It's okay, like it's not bad. I just wish that this villain was not somebody that was like connected to Joe Chill and his parents. And I'm like, I
well,
just
I hate the gimmick where it's like, oh, this will change the way you look at this character
right,
forever,
like
you
for
know?
me, the stuff that is interesting about Batman isn't really found in his origin story anymore. Like I don't care about any of that anymore. Like
I
let it
just want to
be.
move forward. I don't want to have to go
Yes.
back and be like, oh, well, this, yeah, yeah.
Like, and here's the thing: the story that's being told in Detective. This will be the last thing before I shut up. I promise.
Yeah, you're good, man.
The story that's actually being told in Detective right now isn't bad. The one thing that works to its detriment is the fact that it's really founded on this one piece in Bruce's origin. You can still tell this billionaire trying to live off of the, you know, blood or juice or whatever of young people to sustain their life forever and stay young and stay healthy and all this stuff because billionaires are crooked. And you open up this whole like scientific sci-fi fantasy world to them. What else are they going to do? Steal the blood of children to make them young. You don't need it to connect to Bruce's origin to make that story work. It can just be crooked billionaires that Bruce is trying to root out because he's the only one that's not crooked.
One of those things where like
It's got social and modern relevance. It can still be a good Batman story, and you don't need a bunch of the backstory bullshit to wear you down.
I'll read it eventually. It's another one of those things where like I'll read it.
Yeah, no, like no,
Uh,
absolutely no rush. Like it's not like something I'm saying like this is great, you should read it. The highlight of that book is Mikkel Hanin's art because I think he's a great artist. But other
that's
than
one of
that,
the big
it's
reasons I want to
it's
read it. It's the
it's
art.
just wait, dude. It's just wait till it's all the way done, I would say. Then you could probably check it out.
Even like some things that I think people have been a little about, like, dude, like a lot of people didn't like Tom King's run on Batman. I remember I tried
I
to read
like
it in
parts of
single
it.
issue. In single issue when it was first out, I wasn't the biggest fan. I've said it before too, like, but binging it is the way to go. You have to binge
I
it. It's the
like
only way you'll
this
appreciate it.
this might sound like some hot take. I don't hate Gotham and Gotham Girl. I don't hate them.
Oh no, I like that idea. I like the
I even liked when
concept.
they showed up again in the price and like in the Price arc. I was like, "Ooh,
Mm.
okay." Like what's the Barry Bruce crossover?
I was actually just a couple weeks ago, I was with my friend. We were just at the bar and we were just talking about, because I've told him before that I think he should read Tom King's run, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I remember I read like the first arc and it had the awesome David Finch art with like Gotham Girl." I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, like you got." It was just funny talking about.
Yeah,
Something
I
about
just
comics at
think
the bar is just fun, you know?
I hear you, dude. I don't know, like after 50 with the whole wedding, like sham, I just looked at that run as a giant pile of shit.
That's when I checked out single issue.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even care, dude. I don't care anymore. And then
I felt guilty though, like being a big Batman fan. Like I was like, I need to go back. Like I need to continue. Like,
hey man, I had no guilt. Batman's just kind of always been there for me. He's just
well,
whatever.
you're not a big Batman fan. I know
No,
you're.
I'm
Yeah,
not. And it's crazy now because like I found myself like I love Superman. I really like Superman now. Like he again, like I never hated Superman, but he was I had read the iconic stories. I knew my Superman, a
you know your
bit.
lore. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't like he wasn't somebody I was actively reading all the time, but like I read Philip Kennedy Johnson's World Saga, and then I just kept reading his action. I started reading Williamson's Superman, and then Superman Space Age came out, and dude, there was just like Superman book after Superman book after Superman book that I found interesting. So I was like, damn, maybe I really do love Superman.
They just keep doing the origin too many times. That's the one
Yeah,
thing where
no,
I don't. If anything, I see about the origin, I'm just kind of like,
which is
ah.
why
But
Space Age is so refreshing, dude, because it's basically Superman life story.
okay.
It's so good. Okay, did you read Fantastic Four life story?
No, I didn't. I was thinking
Okay, so
about
that's
reading
written
that the
by the
other
same
day.
guy. It's written by the same guy, Mark Russell. Um, but yeah, it's essentially that. So it's just like Superman through the years, but he ages at like a natural rate. I mean,
Okay.
for Superman at least. Like the world around him is aging at a natural pace, so it's not like they're stuck in this 10-year, 15-year time frame all the time. Um, but yeah, that's good. Batman Dark Age, just as good, honestly. I would say if the toss up is Batman or Superman for you, read the Batman book. It's 10 out of 10, dude. One of the best books that came out last year.
Huh. I'll have to check it out.
And I'm
I
saying that as
still,
not a big Batman fan. So what does that say?
huh.
Like it
Okay.
made, I'm pretty sure it made my top 10 list last year.
I was just gonna say that. I remember it was on your
It's
list,
like five or
which
six, I think.
I remember seeing that and being like, huh, Jeremy doesn't really like Batman all that much. So
But dude, here's
it's
the thing:
weird.
is you put all red on the art, I'm there, dude. I'll read it fucking every day.
Yeah.
Like another writer, I don't really give a shit about Dan Slott. I don't think a lot of his stuff is that good, but his Silver Surfer is probably one of the best things Marvel has ever put out, like ever, ever. Shit is fire, dude. Like it's such like a cosmic wacky Marvel story, but the focal point of it is like Norrin and Dawn, like and how they fall in love, and as it becomes like a romance story, like through the ages and through the cosmos, and it's fucking sick, dude. It's just like 20 issues, just straight all red gas.
Damn.
It's good
I
stuff,
think I've
dude.
seen some of the art for that.
Yeah, I think there was like maybe the first arc or the first run because it's two separate runs. I think it's like 15 issues and then 14 issues, or maybe it's switched. But I think it's that first series because it takes place during like right before Secret Wars and then right after, like Hickman's Secret Wars.
Huh.
Because there's a 2014 run and then there's a 2015 run that comes out right after that. And when Secret Wars hits the multiverse, Norrin and Dawn are set outside of the multiverse and meet some characters that are like of like cosmic, like the Marvel cosmology importance. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But then you've got like the Never Queen, who ends up being like later revealed to be the fourth, like the physical embodiment of the fourth Cosmo. Like we don't have to get into all that, but like the gist of it is it turns into this like really, really like concentrated love story between the two of them, and then like the reemergence of the universe and all of these really high level cosmic concepts. But none of that really matters because you're so focused on Dawn and Norn that that's like really what the book becomes about. And it's just like
Okay.
it's a beautiful book, man. Like it's really, really good.
It sounds like something you'd get out of like an indie book.
Yes, yes, absolutely, 100%.
That sounds cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's worth the read. But what I was going with that was there's like in that first run, there's an issue where it's like it's him and Spider-Man and some other heroes, and it's just the way that All Red draws them. I'm like, God, this book is so like I think at that point I was like, I really like this book.
Or is it one of those things where you're reading it, you're like, oh, this is just a gift. Like, this is just
Yes,
awesome.
literally that. Like and it's literally just a page of like like him on the board and then Spider-Man swinging his web, and I'm like, this is just awesome. Like it's like the simple stuff, dude.
Huh.
Check it out.
I look at the covers. Surfer. Almost
He's a
typed in
surfing
surfer,
surfer.
surfer. Silver Surge. Nice. What year is it?
Oh, it's the 2014, 2015, then 2016, 2017 runs. So yeah, that's the start of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, great stuff, dude. I love that run. I needed an omnibus. Not that I'd be set. But Death of the Silver Surfer looks like it's going to be pretty good also.
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff for that. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to check this out. This looks
Dude,
cool.
oh, dude, ah, there's a point in the book close to the end, and I don't even want to spoil it, but I kind of want to talk about it a little bit because it shows you the significance behind why the power cosmic looks the way that it does.
Okay.
Like when he uses it, and it's the coolest thing ever. It's so cool, man. Ah, I love it.
You're gonna have to bug me about this because I
Oh,
definitely
for
want to read
sure.
this.
For sure, I will. And it's all on Marvel Unlimited. So,
Cool. Oh, yeah,
dude,
I'll be reading that. So,
I'm probably gonna have to reread this now, just to be honest with you.
all right, man. Well,
That's
always,
fine. Hey, you read it, I'll reread it, and then we can talk about it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do something like
Hell
do a
yeah.
little video.
Hell yeah,
All
dude.
right, brother. Always good
All right,
chatting
man.
with you. Looking forward to recording next week. We'll see how Absolute
Yep.
Flash is. If it's a dud, dude, are you gonna bail on
No,
the
there's
recording?
zero chance it's a dud, dude. Zero chance. I'll okay, listen.
Good.
If it's a dud, I'll rip up my copy on a video. I'll tear it in half
All right, all right. Sounds good. All right,
because I
man.
bought three more.
All right, brother. Always good chatting with you.
All
Looking
right,
forward
man.
to the next one.
Take care. Peace out.